Did you know that social anxiety affects nearly 15 million adults in the United States alone? That's a whole lot of people dealing with this issue. Now, you might be thinking, what exactly is social anxiety? Well, it's more than just being shy. Social anxiety is when everyday interactions cause irrational fear and anxiety, making you feel like you're constantly under a spotlight, with everyone judging your every move. It can be so overwhelming that it keeps you from doing the things you want or need to do in life. So today we're going to talk about 8 signs you might have social anxiety.
Look, we've all been there, turning down a party invitation because we'd rather stay home in our pajamas. But for someone with social anxiety, it's more than just wanting a night off. It's a pattern of actively dodging social situations altogether. They might make excuses to avoid gatherings, cancel plans at the last minute, or completely isolate themselves from others. It's like they're stuck in a cycle of fear, always choosing the path of least social interaction, even if it means missing out on things they might actually enjoy. This avoidance might seem like a solution in the moment, a way to sidestep discomfort. But let's be honest, it only feeds the anxiety in the long run. Avoiding social events might provide temporary relief, but it can lead to feelings of loneliness, isolation, and even missed opportunities. So ask yourself, are you truly living your life to the fullest, or are you letting social anxiety dictate your choices? Take that first step and see what happens. You might surprise yourself.
This one is a biggie. People with social anxiety often have this nagging voice in their heads, constantly whispering doubts and fears about what others think of them. It's like having a negative committee meeting in your mind, judging your every word and action. They might worry about saying the wrong thing, appearing awkward, or not fitting in. This intense fear of judgment can be so paralyzing that it prevents them from expressing themselves authentically or even engaging in simple conversations. Imagine walking into a room and feeling like all eyes are on you, scrutinizing your every move. Remember, everyone makes mistakes, and most people are far too concerned with themselves to be constantly judging you. Challenge those negative thoughts and remind yourself that your worth is not defined by the opinions of others. Social anxiety isn't just an emotional roller coaster. It can take a physical toll on your body too. We're talking about those telltale signs like your heart pounding like a drum solo, your palms getting clammy, and that sudden urge to sprint to the nearest exit. These physical symptoms are your body's way of reacting to the perceived threat of a social situation. It's like your fight or flight response is stuck on overdrive. You might experience shortness of breath, dizziness, nausea, or even muscle tension. Imagine trying to hold a conversation while your heart feels like it's about to burst out of your chest. Learning relaxation techniques like deep breathing exercises or meditation can help you manage these physical sensations and regain control over your body. Don't let those racing heartbeats and sweaty palms dictate your life. Chapter 4. Eye contact. The struggle is real. Now, we all know that making eye contact is considered polite and engaging, but for someone with social anxiety, it can feel like an impossible task. It's like their eyes are drawn to anything but the person they're talking to. The floor, the ceiling, that random stain on the wall. This aversion to eye contact isn't about being rude or disinterested. It's a way of trying to minimize attention and avoid feeling exposed or vulnerable. They might feel like their every expression is being scrutinized, and maintaining eye contact only intensifies that feeling. Imagine feeling like a deer caught in headlights every time someone looks your way. Start by practicing eye contact in small doses, gradually increasing the duration as you become more comfortable. And remember, it's okay to look away briefly if it feels too intense. Chapter 5. Overanalyzing. Did I say that right? We all replay conversations in our heads from time to time, but for someone with social anxiety, it's taken to a whole new level. It's like they hit the rewind button on every interaction, dissecting every word, every gesture, and every awkward silence. They might agonize over things they said, wondering if they came across as awkward, boring, or even offensive. Their minds become trapped in a cycle of what-ifs and should-have-saids, fueling their anxiety long after the interaction has ended. Imagine feeling like you're constantly under a microscope, with every social interaction being dissected and analysed to the point of exhaustion. Remember, everyone makes mistakes in social situations. Instead of dwelling on perceived blunders, focus on the overall interaction and acknowledge any positive moments. And remember, you can't change the past, but you can choose to learn from it and move forward. Chapter 6. Public Speaking, the Stuff of Nightmares. Now, public speaking is something that many people dread, but for someone with social anxiety, it can feel like an insurmountable challenge. Just the thought of standing up and speaking in front of a group can send their anxiety levels soaring. They might experience physical symptoms like a racing heart, sweating, trembling, and even nausea. It's like their body is going into full-on panic mode. They might avoid public speaking situations altogether, even if it means sacrificing opportunities for advancement or recognition. But here's the thing. Public speaking is a skill that can be learned and improved with practice. Practice, preparation, and a positive mindset can make all the difference. Remember, everyone gets nervous before a big presentation. Chapter 7. Fear of embarrassment. Anything to avoid a blunder. This one goes hand in hand with the fear of judgment. People with social anxiety are terrified of doing something that might cause them embarrassment or humiliation in front of others. They might avoid situations where they feel like they could potentially make a mistake or be judged negatively. It's like they're constantly walking on eggshells, afraid of saying or doing the wrong thing. Imagine feeling like you're always one wrong step away from a social disaster. This fear of embarrassment can be so paralyzing that it prevents them from trying new things or putting themselves out there. Remember, everyone makes mistakes, and most people are far more forgiving than you might think. Embrace your imperfections and remember that a little bit of awkwardness is part of what makes us human. Chapter 8. Avoiding social events. The Great Escape Artist. This one brings us full circle. Because of all the anxieties and fears we've discussed, people with social anxiety often become experts at avoiding social events altogether. Parties, gatherings, even simple outings with friends can feel like overwhelming obstacles. They might make excuses, cancel plans at the last minute, or even completely isolate themselves to avoid facing their fears. It's like they've mastered the art of the Great Escape, always finding a way to slip out of social situations that trigger their anxiety. This avoidance might provide temporary relief, but it can lead to feelings of loneliness, isolation, and missed opportunities. Challenging yourself to step outside of your comfort zone and attend social events, even if it's just for a short while, can help you start to overcome your anxiety and build meaningful connections. Start small, set realistic goals, and celebrate your successes along the way.
Look, we've covered a lot of ground today, and I know it can feel overwhelming if you relate to these signs, but I want you to remember you are not alone. Social anxiety is a common experience and there's nothing to be ashamed of. The key is to recognize the signs, understand what triggers your anxiety, and start taking small steps to manage it. If you're struggling with social anxiety, reach out to a therapist or counselor who can provide you with the tools and support you need to overcome your fears and live a full and meaningful life. And as always, keep the conversation going in the comments below.